and welcome. So today is the half moon transmission, and I always transmit on a half moon because it's a beautiful time when the gateway in the heart to all that is fully with what's leaving and what's coming in, and it's really a choice within us where we align, where we seat ourselves. But sometimes there can be a lot leaving and a lot coming in, and it can be too much, too much to easily make that choice. So we bring through these half moon transmissions just to help a little of the support come through for all of us. If we so choose, if this is what we're aligned with and this is how we're working, to allow ourselves to be aligned with what's coming in, so we experience a little less of the pain and the discord of what's leaving. And it's just choosing where we seat, where we make the seat of consciousness. So this half moon is a very special half moon because the vortex of Sirius opens fully today, and several points throughout this year, the Sirius vortex opens. And a lot of us may feel a kind of a resonance with Sirius that may call to us and speak to us, or it may just be a word for others. And I'm going to tell you a very simplified version of a story that a dear friend once shared with me about what is the Sirius vortex. So while you're listening, I invite you to shift attention from the mind and from listening with the mind. Wait, up you come. Okay, or just yell, fine. And to bring awareness inwards to notice the sensation of the breath in the body, that rise and fall, that lift and drop. To make the intention and let go of if it's worked or what should happen, to be in the stillness, the still point, in the spaciousness in between the breath, in between the in-breath or the out-breath, or both. Whatever's going on around us now, just for these moments to make this our priority. For it is in stillness, beingness we receive God, Goddess, all that is. And what we can receive is what nourishes us, what inspires us, and what energizes us in our creating. So the Sirius vortex is an opportunity to rest in our center, in beingness, and allow beingness to be spacious for some moments, without agenda, to open to notice the sensations in the body as a whole. And if you're more sensitive in your energy field, in your field of consciousness as a whole, but from your center, from the stillness, knowing that nothing else happens, there is value to simply making that intention for a moment. And as you breathe in, we can make this intention to breathe in from that open gateway. Breathe in from spaciousness itself. What love has for us in the moment. And just as the breath knows how to circulate oxygen, how the blood is pumped by the heart, just trust that what we breathe in now, the resonant quality that we're breathing in from all that is, knows where to go and where to flow and where it's for, knows where to sit. And we're inviting this in to nourish, to energize us, even to inspire us. But also we're allowing it to transform something in us. We're not doing the transforming, we're giving permission and allowing that just perhaps somewhere we don't need to know about, just perhaps the divine quality that we're breathing in from the infinite, from all that is finding its way to somewhere in our field of consciousness, to somewhere in our reality, which is not in any way separate from our field of consciousness. And by bringing in a divine resonance, transformation is invited. Transformation in grace. It's a very soft, opening and allowing way. We receive the gifts. Those gifts can stimulate old energies, old scripts, old patterns, old situations. Those gifts can stimulate the dissolution of something that might want to leave or transform and change shape. I'm going to do another live stream and just show you what the cat is doing next time. You can probably hear it. Well, I think that's appropriate because the Sirius vortex, the nearest celestial body to the vortex that's opening today, which is like, it's like the opening in the universe where the first breath of God is blown. It's where this is the sort of story for it, the symbolism for it. But it is a vortex, and the nearest celestial body to this vortex is Sirius. Just as my cat is making an absolute racket, I do feel that perhaps voices from Sirius could be heard. So we shall open the channel in just a short while and see if there are indeed messages of support and transmissions of supportive energy that may want to come through. But for now, let's just be with the in-breath, the out-breath, and the space in between. Breathing in from within. Breathing out. We're allowing the out-breath to carry home what's leaving, but focusing on that in-breath. So the energies of the moment are inviting us to notice unconditional love and to make an opening for the resonance of unconditional love and how we're relating to others, even under duress, in situations of conflict, in challenging environmental relationship situations. And so many of us can find that this is a tinderbox time with what's going on for us, with how we're relating to others. And certainly conflict is an energy that's present and transforming in the world itself at this time. It may seem as though it's rather than transforming, it's simply growing. But when we allow the discord that we hold in the field of consciousness, and there is discord held in the field of collective consciousness, that we may be able to recognize, mirror or echo or whisper examples of held in our own individual fields of consciousness. For me, it's the cat making as much noise as he can when we're trying to make the transmission. You know, it doesn't matter how subtle this is. The invitation, when we first notice that dissonance, the first activity is it expands in our awareness, it takes up more space, it sort of amplifies, it takes over, becomes really big. But what we can remember is that however vast that dissonance is, however huge the field of conflict seems, however big the challenges, they are as a drop in the ocean compared to the ocean of infinite unconditional love that surrounds them. And this is true. Oh, we each have the capacity, if not to feel ourselves as that ocean of infinite unconditional love, to call to it, to open to the possibility that perhaps it's there if that's not really real for us. If it has been real for us, we can remember that beyond any situation we may have encountered, there is this. And we have touched on it before, and it's real enough to us, so we can call to it. And when we're lucky and there is an opening, we can even align ourselves and our perspective with that unconditional love vibration. But there is a real emphasis that whether we can or not, we can. Whenever we remember to, whenever we have that realization, or something whispers in our ear, or our attention is brought to the possibility that in our situation, whatever is going on, we can call. We can call to the grace of the infinite unconditional love that is the ocean to the tiny drop of whatever is happening for us in that moment. And it shifts us. It shifts that perception from being, it can shift us from being tiny to the vast, huge, overpowering situation which feels like it overwhelms us. To remembering that and suddenly shifting to the situation being tiny in relationship to the unconditional love that always surrounds it. We can't think our way there. And in times when we feel tiny compared to the situation, whatever is challenging us perhaps, or presenting itself, or even just life, making us forget and fall into itself as as the one who kind of buzzes about within their creation. When we feel tiny and the creation feels enormous, we can, in these moments, lift up our hands in supplication as a child reaches for mama. And in these moments, we can be that child. We can ask, I can't see my way out of this. I seem to have created something. I've become victim to my own limitations and blocks. Please, lift me up beyond this. Help these limitations or blocks or challenges dissolve, or I cannot do it on my own. And sometimes we see and breathe and live and love and dance and play and create, even without knowing it, in that beautiful resonance as love itself. And sometimes we don't. Neither position is wrong, because being human includes all of them, potentially. But we speak on this now because in this beautiful gateway moment, there is an opportunity to lift up our hands and ask for help. Come on. No, it's enough. Beyond asking for help, we can lift ourselves a little further. We can also look to our hearts now and ask this breath of life, of love itself, to energize our creations. Maybe we know what we are alive to in our creative energy right now. Maybe we know what we're bringing in, what we're doing, how are we making shifts in our world. Or maybe we don't. But perhaps it is known. Perhaps in our hearts it is known, just not yet understood. So trusting our highest creative potential exists always within us as a blueprint, and trusting that our highest creative intentions are resonant in our heart by inviting them to be here right now. Without needing to understand them or see them or know what they are. We can invite this breath of love from Goddess, from all that is, in through our heart gateway to energize our creations now. So as we breathe into the body, just staying with that sensation of the breath, being alive to where it flows. Opening to the sensations and vibrations moving in our field at the moment, not needing to name them. And allowing that breath to be expansive. Listening for where there is expansion in the body now. Where love is meeting aliveness, is meeting life itself, flowing like fresh water into the vitality of our creations. You can see our creations as a field of consciousness, a layer in the dimension of the self, dimensions of the self. Not just in this moment, know that we are energizing with our intention, with our permission, and inviting that breath, that in-breath that comes from the infinite, the all that is. Trusting the higher intelligence of our own innate, of our higher selves. And that innate intelligence of love itself. To nourish us and nurture us. Now, it's very important at this time, I keep being shown that although we may have many wishes for the world as we're working with this, that we work on ourselves first, and then that can spill over to who also do we wish to energize and bring blessings for and have prayers for. Ourselves first, and then we can spill over. Just today, this feels emphasized in the messages that are coming. So allowing our own creations to be energized. Okay, so that's part 2, and then there's a part 3 to this. And the part 3, the beautiful note of the breath of goddess entering that gateway, and it gorgeous. And flowing to wherever it's for in our fields, in our lives, in our creations. Okay. There we go. Something more interesting to look at there. This is on camera. Part 3 is inviting kindness, this note of kindness. Of nurture. And allowing ourselves to receive as we breathe in from within through this heart gateway. That beautiful quality of kindness, nurturing us in ways we might not even know that we need nurturing. Just opening to those resonances in the heart now, giving permission. Maybe taking a deeper breath. Imagining those waters are pouring forth and finding their way to wherever they're for in our system, flowing all the way to our toes. Pouring into our chests and lungs and hearts. And as we breathe, spilling out into our fields and into our worlds. Knowing that in this kindness there are qualities that answer the calls in our heart, calls we know we have and calls we don't know we have. And trusting that in the love of Goddess there is always, always kindness. Okay. Now as we're receiving, there is a beautiful resonance that can really anchor us in what we're receiving. Can really feel the fire energy coming in, which I wasn't expecting. It's making my throat dry. So staying with what we're receiving and knowing that now this is bringing up some resistance just for me to share it because it feels a very misunderstood and possibly tricky thing to mention. I know I've mentioned it in the comments, but I'm going to point to, just turn to face the possibility that somewhere in us, beyond all of the other feelings that we might have, that cauldron of that melting pot of emotions and feelings and responses that are going on to life and what's here for us now, opening to the possibility that right beyond them all, resonant in that ocean of unconditional love that we also are, whether we feel it or touch on it or know it or not in the moment. Just possibly there's a resonance of unconditional gratitude. not to anyone or anything, but gratitude to love itself. And when the for love, being love. Now, when we touch on this possibility of gratitude, it can bring up all sorts of strong feelings that are not gratitude, and it's important to honor those, not to judge them, but to fully allow them. Whatever moves in us when we turn to face the possibility that gratitude might be here in our fields right now, whatever really moves in us is so important. And it's really beautiful to give it a moment and breathe with whatever we're feeling, even if we can't name it. And honor and love ourselves exactly as we are, whatever's here now, whatever is here now. So really allowing whatever's vibrating in the heart or the body to be as it is. And taking a deep breath and knowing that as we breathe in, whatever is moving for us, we're breathing in what helps us with this, what nourishes us, that quality of kindness that nurtures us with whatever's here now. Letting that in-breath expand those qualities, those unknown, unseen qualities that come from the mystery of love itself in the moment. Staying with the sensation in the body as a whole and the vibrations that may or may not be there. Just allowing. Allowing everything to move as it is. And trusting that the out-breath carries home through the heart to the infinite. Whatever is not for us in the moment, whatever is leaving. So noticing our breath, not judging it, not trying to change it. Just seeing how it is and seeing what happens when we notice it, when we place attention there. And as it begins to settle, if it begins to settle, you can try out this statement. I am the infinite, unconditional gratitude I am. And just open to whatever vibrations move in our fields at the moment. Whatever is here. Notice what happens to that breath and invite it to be here, just breathing naturally. 2 more times. I am the infinite, unconditional gratitude I am. There are thoughts, let them be there, but stay with the sensation if you can. And one more time. I am the infinite, unconditional gratitude I am. It's an answer to the inflow of love from the source of the divinity we are, from the universe, from all that is. It's like we're allowing a natural answer to go back, and it creates a kind of infinity feedback loop. Gratitude just says yes to love, and so more love flows in. And then more gratitude arises, And so more love flows in, and it's like the sustainable energy motor for love and gratitude in our hearts. But it's important to always allow our authentic feelings to be exactly as they are. There can be a real temptation to bypass or to be grateful and feel bad or judge ourselves if what comes is really not gratitude. And I always say this, but celebrate, allow, and embrace whatever's there, you know? Because this is a beautiful way to see what's really going on in our fields in the moment. You know, we get to find out, oh, that was there, I didn't know. What we're doing is we're saying, I am the infinite unconditional gratitude of all that is. And then we're saying with whatever's there, oh, this is also here now. And it's just a slight distinction. So quite often we'll say, oh, I am angry, or I am upset, or I am this. But there's a slight shift we can make. And I invite you to play and explore with this, to say, I am gratitude. But when there's something less than gratitude, to say, anger is here now, or discontent is here now, or sadness is here now. And notice vibrationally what happens for you, in the body, in your field, in your awareness, and also with the thoughts, when we shift that language a little bit. So just an invitation to play. With that difference. Okay, so we are shifting now from the alignment meditation to, I can feel the different vibrations now, which suggests that there are messages, or certainly transmission, not a message, a transmission. Okay, from beautiful council, the Sirius High Council, that, I don't know if they call them a High Council, I'm just going to call them a council. Don't like getting hung up on words and names there too much. But my beloveds, and beloved Sirius Council, here to share with us now what can be supportive. Beloveds, you may continue to receive directly into your heart spaces the infinite, unconditional love that flows today and all days and in all moments and in all places from Goddess herself, from all that is, from love, unconditional love. For within the vibration of love, much can be carried, and it is not for, you do not need to know what is for you in the moment. Because you are always speaking, your system is always speaking. Your fields of consciousness contain within them activities, always, discords, resonances, patterns of frequency and vibration that speak of who you are and how you are. How are you aligned right now? What is challenging for you? What is transforming in you? What would like to be renewed? What is poking its head above its current horizon level and looking for a lift, an uplift, more or new or different information? What is reaching for an answer? What needs to be met? Where are the calls? All of this is contained within the language of the extended, of your multidimensionality. Your multidimensional fields of consciousness contain these songs that are patterns and activities in the vibrational frequencies of your consciousness. We call them songs because this is a beautiful way to understand and know how are you singing in different parts of yourself. What are the notes? And are those notes making a harmony? Where is there a discord? And where is harmony ready to be amplified, to lift its voice, to sing a little louder? Now, this is the emphasis in the half moon point for the Sirius vortex gateway that we wish to invite. Not what is the ill that needs to be transformed so much as where is the song of harmony already vibrant within you, ready to be amplified and sung a little louder, for you are, yes, alive to your own creativity, alive to life itself already. And these are the places in you that can be energized, that can be given more attention, more encouragement. When we criticize what we are dissatisfied with, it keeps us and others small. Of course it does. But when we encourage what we are celebrating, well, that obliterates what there is to criticize, no? Suddenly it dissolves into insignificance because the song of creation is being sung throughout all that is. And when we celebrate our own vitality, what do we all do everywhere, anywhere, throughout consciousness? What do we all do but join that song in its highest octave of harmony, wholeness, singing itself into new and ever becoming new creations? And the joy of creation itself, well, that is always there. And so it takes a clarion call occasionally to shift our attention away from what constricts us. For that is always such a strong pull, is it not? Because it is something saying, tugging at the edge of our reality, going, you haven't dealt with this. This must be fixed. You should take some action here. And of course, this is true. But what if the action you could take was to amplify the resonance of harmony within yourselves? What if what you could do about that little tugging problem was to sing from the heart of wholeness more of yourself into being? So why not look at where you are celebrating who you are, what you have achieved, what is surrounding you now, and how you are relating to the world, to life itself. For this is the moment where life extends its hand and invites you to dance. And what a dance! So for sure, it is a fear-inducing moment, but some of the best moments of our lives induce a little fear. And perhaps we don't always go with that fear. Perhaps we take a deep breath, trust in our bravery, open to the encouragement always available from the whole of the universe itself. Always life is singing to life, love is singing to love, and life and love are dancing in a marriage divine. Open to the encouragement and step out, speak up, energize what lifts you, what excites you, and allow the softness, the qualities of goddess, bringing kindness, bringing nurturing, nourishment and resourcing, energizing the very best of what you wish to fill your days and lives with. Allowing yourselves permission to say yes, even in the tiniest detail, the tiniest way. You don't have to transform every area of your life today in order to receive the gifts that will energize the very best of your creative heart's intentions. You can say a small yes and it can have a big effect. So look for those little yeses in your day. Yes, this, no, that. Yes, this, not that. I would rather do that. I would rather be this. I would like to be like this. What are you celebrating? For you, as we see you, are all over something to celebrate. I can really feel the song in their hearts when they're saying this. It's so strong and yet gentle. Wow. Indeed, we do sing the song of celebration because you so often forget to sing it for yourselves. So, of course, we are here to remind you of these simple things in life. We are the Sirius Council. We have spoken. Thank you. We love you. Call on us and your own guides to open to the divine resonances available from Goddess, from all that is, and from love itself today, especially so, but in all days and in all moments, and also, of course, in all places. Thank you. Okay. Well, that is very much it, I think. Let me just feel into whether there's anything else for her. So rather than being with the words, I think we're just integrating the vibrations now of that message, which, as I say, is always more than words that come through in these channelings. So make a little note maybe of what you're feeling and what you notice, what's sort of resonant with you now. I'm really getting that soft quality of joy, the softness and joy. Okay. And I'm just getting the words to go ahead. It feels really strong, like the energy of go ahead with what you thought or what you were uncertain. Just go ahead. Do something small that achieves a tiny part of maybe a goal that feels big or insurmountable. Go ahead and do something small today, is what they're saying. Very big yes on that. Nice. Well, for me, that's writing another little bit of the book that needs to come through or wants to come through. Can change my language there. And so just don't rush to answer, but yeah, you can ask what there is for you. What's a big goal that you could do something tiny for today? Take a small action from, but it's the action is a yes energy, isn't it? When we do that, it's just like yes. And every yes is like huge permission. You know, the gateway is always open, but today, especially so. Well, just one personal note. And when we heard from the cat so much at the beginning of that broadcast, it's his birthday today. So my little cat, who came to me in a very interesting way, it's a story for another time, I think, has his birthday today, his first birthday, his first revolution around the sun. So I guess he really wanted to be included in what we were doing. So yes, and I would say this cat is a frequency master and a lot more besides, but he's also a cat. Just like us, we're so much, we're extraordinary beings and we're also human. So here's to all of it and being with all of it. Much love. Bye for now. Ah, yes, if you want to join the Lunar Gateway meditations, there's a group online every new and full moon, and we go quite deep, quite slow. There's a bit more spaciousness, a little bit more silence, but there's also channeled energy work and yeah, and space for one-to-one energy attunements and process work in the group as well. So yeah, if you want to join in those or try one out and see if you like it, they're about 90 minutes every new and full moon. Just drop me a message, okay? And of course, it would be beautiful to see you in that space. All right, let's get. Bye, guys.